Hello, my name is Valentina Bear, and the subject of my investigation is the dilemma of social protest. Next slide, please. Well, first of all, I will start by defining the concept of protest. A protest is an expression or declaration of disapproval or dissent, often in opposition to something a person is powerless to prevent or avoid. Protest can take many different forms, from individual statements to mass demonstrations, and they are often political. Next slide, please. So here is the question of my investigation. Up to what extent are regulations needed in order to contain social protest and avoid violence? Next slide, please. First of all, I will start by providing some information on the background conflicts from Latin America. So, as I stated in my essay, unlike European countries, South America happens to face several social conflicts which tend to overwhelm the authorities. This happens due to a lack of regulations and effective protocol. In Argentina, Argentina can be considered as a pioneer of social protest, since it is one of the first countries that has ever introduced the street blockade as a way of fighting the deterioration of living conditions. This is known as picket. This way of protest began during the 90s in the presidency of Menem, in which the protesters fought against the job stagnation which came along with the neoliberal policies. There is a case which exemplifies the violence of the strikes in Argentina. In 2001, 2 civilians were killed and thousands were wounded in General Mosconi in Salta after Gendarmeria, which is the Argentinian police, intervened. Shots were fired from both sides, while demonstrators were complaining against scarce job opportunities and low salaries. A similar incident occurred during 2017, where some police officers were wounded in the Pan American Highway. So, in other South American countries, the situation is quite the same. Take a look at Venezuela, for example, where 300 people were injured in a protest in Caracas, led by the opponents of Nicolás Maduro. In this case, a policeman ran over demonstrators who fired back using projectiles. Next slide, please. Here, as you can see, there are two pictures which illustrates this strike. There is a picture of the policeman running over demonstrators, and here we can see a picture of a demonstrator firing at the policeman with a Molotov cocktail. Next slide, please. So, after doing my research, I came with 3 different solutions for this issue. First of all, mutual gain negotiation, the inclusion of public employees in decision making, and the development of rules which limit the size and magnitude of pickets. So here is a case which shows how mutual gain negotiation succeeded. This is the case of the nls2, which took place in 2016. The nls2 is a Namibia National Teachers Union whose aim is to unite all teachers in Namibia in one self-respected and representative union. These teachers fight for a rise in their salaries. For this matter, they started a nationwide strike during 2016, which affected the evaluations from children in between 10 and 12 years old. So after negotiations with the government, it was agreed that those members in the lowest job category would receive a 10% increase. Those members in the middle job category will receive a 5% increase, and those in the highest job category a 4% increase. So thanks to all these negotiations, the nls2 president, which is Simeon Kabila, called on teachers back to work and strike was avoided. Here there are some pictures of the nls2 office and some nls2 teachers along with the students. Next slide. There is also a case of mutual gain negotiation which succeeded in Argentina. In this case, the government negotiated with the combatant class current and the Confederation of Workers of the Popular Economy, and the government agreed to comply with the social emergency law, which provided an easier access to food supplies for those people in the working classes, and it increased the job opportunities. So after all these negotiations, the government agreed to comply with this act, and further meetings will be held as regards the Food Emergency Act. Including public employees in decision making has several benefits. First of all, it prevents the costs associated with public opposition. It also increases the quality of planning, since insights are combined those of experts and those of the citizens. It also enhances the relationship between the citizens and the government, and it fosters a sense of community by making people more open to dialogue. So there are countries such as the United Kingdom which have many rules which are powerful and which contain social protest. In the United Kingdom, it is considered as an offense for picketers to use threatening language or offensive material, to block the entrance to a workplace, to destroy the public property, or to carry weapons. They should also carry a letter of authorization to the police. And if these demands are met, they might be charged with aggression and they might be arrested. And thanks to all of these regulations in the United Kingdom, only 106 stoppages were recorded during 2015. In Argentina, the situation is quite the opposite. There is a severe mishandling of social protest. This is a case of a strike which took place in 2017 in June in the 9 de Julio Avenue, in which strikers were fighting against low salaries and job opportunities, and the police turned to the use of tear gas and rubber bullets in order to clear the area. So the strikers fired back by using sticks and stones and by harming the police, and the police officers had to act by advancing with hydraulic cars and by using physical confrontation. So here is a video which portrays the anger of demonstrators in Argentina, in which they state that the only choice they had was to block the streets, since they felt abandoned by the authorities. Please play the video.
No elegimos estar acá, no elegimos estar recordando el 9 de julio. A la zona nos pusieron a este lugar. Y lo que también ha movilizado.
Next slide, please. Well, after having done all my research, I came up with the following conclusions. First of all, that regulations are extremely advantageous when it comes to the secure development of social protest. Then that violence subtracts pertinence and importance from relevant requests that are worth defending, and that every single action taken by individuals ought to be framed in legality so as to have a more peaceful environment. And last but not least, that collaboration and cooperation among entities is the most effective solution above all, so as to have understanding and boost comprehension. Thank you very much.